Hey, so I know why you clicked on the video. Obviously you see the title. We got a new camera coming today. It's a big step, and we'll definitely talk about that when we get there, but it's not here yet. We're waiting on the shipment. So in the meantime, I have a whole bunch of accessories and we're gonna talk about them. So obviously getting a new camera is a really big step, and there's a lot of stuff that comes with getting a new camera, especially when you're coming from a different system. If you have a Sony a6400 and you're getting an a7 III, it's probably not that big of a deal. You get new batteries, might get a new lens, but for the most part, that's about it. You just have to get some new batteries. I am coming from the Sony a6400. That means I have to get new batteries, I have to get new lenses, I have to get an adapter, I have to get small stuff like an HDMI cable. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So obviously, you're looking at getting this camera if you're watching this video. You might be interested in it or whatever the case may be. So this is definitely stuff that you have to consider when getting a new camera, because there's a whole bunch of small stuff that you might not think about. So you might already have some of this stuff, you might not have any of this stuff. I had to get everything new. Big ticket items like the camera and lenses, those we'll get to when they get here. But to start off, let's go through some of the stuff that's here that is needed that you might not think about. First thing here, a screen protector. I always get a screen protector for my cameras when I get them. It's good to have. I wish this one was a glass screen protector, but it's not. But screen protectors are super important because it's a touchscreen camera. Like, you're gonna be touching the screen all of the time. You might as well have a screen protector. It's just like your phone. I don't know why I'm listing things, but an HDMI cable. So this might be something that you have laying around, it might not be. This one is nice and thin, so it's good to put on a gimbal and stuff like that, which we also do have coming. That's another thing, but this is a really thin HDMI cable. Like I said, it's good to have on a gimbal because it's so thin. The Sony a6400 uses micro HDMI. The S1H has a full-size HDMI cable, or HDMI input on it. So I had to get a new cable. An SD card. This camera is such a beast. It's insane. The amount of data that it's just throwing while it's recording is ridiculous. So you have to get fast SD cards. This one is from Lexar. It's not quite the top tier, but it's definitely up there. It's a V60, 250 megabyte. Like, it's up there. And if you're filming in 6K video, you can imagine like how fast of an SD card you really need, like how much information is being offloaded from the camera to the SD card. Like, on the website, it says that it could reach speeds up to 400 megabits per second, or megabyte, I don't know. But that's pretty fast, so you need to get a whole bunch of SD cards. Unfortunately, they're kind of expensive. I got that one because it was right around $100, but the top tier and like the Sony rough SD card, those are like $180, and they're ridiculously expensive. Batteries, obviously. So I got two different kinds of batteries. I got this set that comes with 2 batteries and a charger that charges 2 batteries at the same time, just so I'm not waiting for them. And then I just got like a spare battery too, so I could have 4 total. Batteries are super important. Pretty self-explanatory. This is something that I just didn't have. This is a variable ND. This is Polar Pro, Peter McKinnon. Comes with a nice hard shell case for it. I just didn't have variable ND, and I figured this is a good enough time to have that. So I had to get a step-up ring to use it on my lenses and stuff like that. Talking about lenses, this is pretty important. So you always need a filter on your lens. These are just basic UV filters. They're clear, they don't do anything. They're basically like a screen protector. And that's really all these filters are for. They're like $15 a piece, and you definitely need one. You don't want your lens to be scratched. You don't want anything to happen to your lens, because then you have to send it in, or something to go and get that fixed. So I'd rather have any scratches or anything happen to one of these filters that cost $15 than to happen to my actual lens that I'm paying thousands of dollars for. So with all of this, we still need the camera, the lenses, and a gimbal. This camera's big, it's gigantic. It's like twice the size of my old camera. And I need a new gimbal to just be able to support the camera because it's gonna be so heavy. Like my gimbal I have the Ronin SC, it just doesn't work anymore. So that's another thing. You're upgrading, you're building like this, like you're going from here to here. Well, now suddenly the gimbal that you were using doesn't work. Like a whole bunch of small stuff like that. So we're waiting on the shipment for all of that to get here. I don't know what else to say. We got catfished. So I thought that the camera was here because the doorbell rang, but they didn't make me sign for anything. So these must actually be my lenses that I got for the camera, so we can at least open those. These are definitely them in these big boxes. I thought I was gonna have to sign for these too. Like, what threshold do you have to do to have to sign for something? So, even though I'm spending all of this money, I am on a budget. So I don't have the budget to spend $2,500 on lenses. I can't get an entire kit. Like, I can't go and buy a whole bunch of prime lenses. So I was thinking, what is the most affordable way that I can get up and running with this camera? What lenses can I get realistically that's gonna give me the best options, the best like performance for the cheapest cost? So like what are my options? You might be thinking the same thing. Like, obviously you're watching this because you're interested in the S1H, but like Panasonic lenses are crazy expensive. They have the 50mm like 1.4, I think, and it's literally like $2,600. That's ridiculous. So what are your options? These are what I chose to go with. I have the Sigma 18-35 and the Sigma 50-100. They are pretty expensive, but luckily we have financing. That's how I'm able to pay for all of these, is with financing. So I just have a basic Amazon credit card, and you can finance anything with the credit card, like literally anything if you didn't know. And that's how we're able to get all of this gear today. Because now, instead of spending $1,800 on some lenses, you can finance it for like, I don't know, probably like $100 a month or something. So let's check out the lenses. This is probably the lens that you will see everybody have. This is one of like the must-have lenses in everybody's kit. Like literally, this might be the first lens that you should probably get for anything if you're starting. This is the 18-35. Everybody has this lens. This thing is nice. It has an internal zoom. This is nice. This one, on the other hand, is kind of like its big brother. Oh my God. So this gigantic lens is insane. But with these two lenses, you should really be able to cover the entire, With these two lenses, you should really be able to cover the entire, oh my God, entire. With these two lenses, you should really be able to cover your entire focal length, like your entire focal spectrum. So you're gonna be able to go from 18 all the way to 100 millimeters, just with these two lenses. And it only costs like $1,800, which is really insane. It's kind of ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. Both of these lenses are a constant 1.8, and they're both zoom lenses. They're insane. So these are gonna be the two lenses that I'm using with the S1H. Again, we have the Sigma 18-35 1.8 and the 50-100 1.8. You can see why I need a better gimbal now, the size of this lens. That's about it. Now, the only thing left to do is wait for the actual camera to get here. There's no catfishing this time. The next time that doorbell rings, we're just running to go get the camera. So in the meantime, subscribe and like the video, but definitely subscribe. It's here. Okay, let's go. Is it terrible? Terrible blown out? No? I think that's the camera. This flat one is the camera. So let's start off by opening this one. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure this is the gimbal. Oh man, this thing is that serious? Jesus. So obviously I'm not gonna open it, but this is the new gimbal for the new camera. It's a gigantic box. This should be the actual camera. All right, so this is what you actually came here to watch. So, like I said earlier, this wouldn't be possible without financing. It sounds like I'm trying to sell you on financing, but like, I kind of am and I'm kind of not. I don't have anything to do with anything. Like, if you use the link in the description to buy this, you will support the channel and I will get money from you using my link. But like, believe me, I wish I was like partnered with Amazon to tell you about their financing, but I'm not. But that's how I'm able to get this. So I only pay like $300 a month And this $4,000 camera and like $1,000 lens, $700 lens, $700 gimbal, all of that is a whole lot less scary. And it's stuff that I couldn't afford otherwise. But building like a production company and stuff like that, having the ability to actually have some of this equipment to be able to film in 6K is ridiculous. And it's obtainable because of financing. So this is the S1H. Wait, come here. All right, let's see what we got. This packaging is really nice. All right, that should be the camera in there. I don't know what else it would really come with. So let's open this. What are you? Is it anything? No, just manuals, that's it. What are you? Got a camera strap, cables, got the battery, like an antenna or something. But this is like the battery charger, some cables, random stuff. Nothing really important, I guess. This is a really crappy unboxing video. But this right here is what you really want. It's so, it's so big. Jesus Christ. All right. This thing is a lot bigger than my old camera. Yes. Got the flip out screen. Damn. This is a powerhouse. Jesus Christ, this is big. This monstrosity films in 6K RAW with an Atomos recorder. 6K RAW video, that's insane. You know, it costs about $4,000 because I had to get an adapter to use with Canon branded lenses because the Lumix stuff is ridiculously expensive. And like, I'm pretty sure that they're still building up this mount and like all of this. So like they don't have a lot of lens options. It's a full frame sensor. This is the real deal right here. This is it. This is nice. This is big. This is gonna take my production to a whole nother level. Jesus, what more do I say? So, I'm sorry to everybody that came to my channel because I was posting content about my Sony camera. Everything changes now. I got a new camera. We got a new player that is the S1H. So obviously you're watching this video because you're interested about the S1H, so go ahead and subscribe because I have a whole bunch more videos about this. I got content for days coming about this camera. So subscribe, tell a friend, make them subscribe. Let's get some comments in the comment section about this camera. Have you checked it out? What do you think about it? What would you do with 6K? This is Netflix approved if you care, which is kind of cool because I can actually like go and make a Netflix video, or a video. I can actually go and make something and put it on Netflix with this camera. It's ridiculous. But yeah, comment down below what you think about the camera and all of that, because I know you're doing your research. I had to do my research. And like I said, there's financing available if you can commit to like $300 a month. I really do sound like I'm trying to sell you on finance, and I kind of am, but I'm also kind of not. I just want you to be able to have access to this ridiculous tool for filmmaking. This is the best mirrorless camera that is on the market right now. To get better than this, you have to spend $10,000 on a camera. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna be posting so much about this camera, about these lenses, about the gimbal, about everything. So come back every week, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications and all that. And that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. Comment an outro. I'm like 100 and something videos in. I don't have an outro, but that's about it. Hey, I'm back. So I was actually just playing with the camera, and as it turns out, the lenses that I actually got are not full frame lenses, so they're not gonna work with the camera. So I would definitely not suggest getting those two lenses that I was talking about. Do not get them. Let me pull up some lenses that I would suggest. So any of the Sigma Art series lenses that came out for the Leica L mount, I would definitely suggest. Those are what I am getting. So I would suggest native Leica lenses, to be quite honest, if you're on a budget especially. Otherwise, maybe the Canon, like the expensive Canon ones or something, but anything that's Leica L native. So there's like a Sigma 24-70 that's a 2.8. So if you want 2.8, I would suggest the 14-24 and a 24-70 to get you started. If you need something better than a 2.8, like I need low light, so I need more than a 2.8. So I've decided to go with some prime lenses. So I got a 50mm 1.4, and then I got a 24mm 1.4 to get started with. I would suggest the native Sigma Leica L mount lenses. And yeah, so just to let you know, don't get these lenses. They're not gonna work. You won't get 6K with this camera. You won't get the full frame. You'll have to go and crop into a super 35mm sensor. It's not gonna work for you. So don't get these lenses. Okay, that's really it. So like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Comment down below everything else that I said before. And now, goodbye.